Hello everyone, I'm Reine Halaby, a tech girl from Lebanon. We are going to talk about in today's video about types of research and their general format. During this video, you will learn about the different types of research and dive deep into each one of them, learn how to write a research paper and what its format contains, and learn how to evaluate resources. What are some types of research? Quantitative, qualitative, or mixed methods, observational or designed intervention, primary and secondary data analysis, review, meta-analysis, editorials, and descriptive historical research. We will go through each one of them in the following slides. Quantitative, qualitative, or mixed methods research. Quantitative research is the process of collecting and analyzing numerical data. It can be used to find patterns and averages, make predictions, test causal relationships, and generalize results to wider populations. Whereas qualitative research is the opposite of quantitative research, which involves collecting and analyzing numerical data for statistical analysis. Mixed methods research is a mix of both quantitative and qualitative. Observational or designed intervention research. Observational research allows the researcher to witness what their subjects perform in real life when faced with different options or scenarios. The word refers to the observation and recording of behavior in non-experimental circumstances. Primary and secondary data analysis. A researcher or a group of researchers collect primary data for the specific goal or analysis in question. Secondary data analysis, on the other hand, is the utilization of data that has already been obtained for another reason. The original analysis of data gathered for a research project is known as primary data analysis. Analyzing primary data is the act of making sense of the information gathered in order to answer research questions or confirm or invalidate research hypotheses that a study was meant to test. Review research. The author's original research is not described in review article or articles. Instead, they provide an overview of a topic by looking at previously published studies on the subject. The author looks for and chooses research on the topic, then tries to make sense of what they discover. The difference between a review paper and research paper is that a review paper is a secondary source and research on an already existing report, whereas a research paper is a primary source and gives an original report on a topic done by an individual. Meta-analysis research. Meta-analysis is a quantitative formal experimental research approach for carefully evaluating the results of previous research in order to make conclusions about that body of work. The research is generally based on randomized clinical trials, however, this is not always the case. The attempt to perform a reliable secondary qualitative study of initial qualitative data is known as qualitative meta-analysis. Its goal is discussed, which is to offer a more thorough description of the process as well as an assessment of the impact of the study technique on the findings. Editorial research. Editorial research assistants aid the editorial team of a magazine in a variety of ways. This might include a wide variety of tasks, the scope of which is determined by the individual job. The editorial research assistant may even assist with editing in some cases. A good editorial should offer a point of view while being non-opinionated. It should be able to instruct without being didactic. The most crucial aspect of a good editorial is that it should be short, if at all feasible. An article on an excellent editorial should be brief. Lastly, descriptive historical research. Descriptive research is used to characterize the features of a population or occurrence. Researchers that are interested in reporting events and/or circumstances that occurred in the past use the historical approach. Rather than just collecting that data, historical study entails interpretation. As a result, a historical researcher's job involves not just describing events that occurred, but also describing events and the factual reasons for their occurrence. Parts of a research paper. First of all, we have the abstract, which is a 250-word summary of the whole paper, including a concise background, the research study's methodologies, the findings, and the conclusions. Background information about your research project that is lengthier and more detailed. This helps other researchers to catch up on the pertinent material for your study. These are generally broad at first, but as the introduction progresses, they get more detailed. Now the methods. The materials used to assess the validity of a study is found in the methodology section of a research article. The methods section should clarify what was done to address the research question, how it was done, why the experimental design was chosen, and how the data was proceeded. A good methods section should allow someone to completely replicate your work without having to consult you directly for more information. Results and discussion. The results part of a research paper contains a summary of the major findings, whereas the discussion section interprets the findings for readers and discusses their relevance. This is sometimes broken up into two sections, a separate results section and another discussion section, and contains the findings of your research study. The discussion section contains a researcher's interpretation of the results and how the results pertain to work previously done on the topic at hand. Conclusion. After the reader has completed reading the article, the conclusion should assist them comprehend why your study is important to them. A conclusion is a summary of significant arguments, not just a review of your points or a restatement of your research topic. Similar to an abstract, the conclusion summarizes what was done, how it was done, and the results of the study. Evaluating sources. To evaluate your sources, first of all, you should ask yourself, is the article current, which means is it older than 10 years ago? If an article is older, it is possible that it is inaccurate. This is not always the case. Many groundbreaking studies were conducted more than a decade ago. Nonetheless, older research articles should be reviewed to ensure that the findings are still verifiable and accepted by the scientific community. Has it been updated? Even the best intentioned researchers make errors. When this happens or new research emerges that refutes previous findings, articles are frequently revised to fix errors. This can be a sign of a dedicated researcher and provide credibility to a publication. Nevertheless, too many corrections might throw doubt on the paper's veracity. Is the article relevant to my topic? Who are the authors? Are the writers recognized for conducting thorough research on the subject you're studying? Check an author's previous publishing history to ensure they don't have any malpractice records. Different publications make multiple themes in a subject are frequently published by researchers, giving them additional reputation in the field. Are the sources scholarly? The majority of the journal papers you encounter are scholarly sources, as they are published by renowned journals with peer-reviewed comments. However, some predatory journals may publish unsustained or unsupported research in order to collect funds. There is also a distinction between what's published in a journal and what's self-published, with the latter being more common. Use the Quizzes tab to put your knowledge to the test. Thank Thank you for watching.